All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're skipping right past the intro because we're ready to go with the game. It's map number 1, it's a best of 3, and it's the semifinals. And at some point during the break, I found a little bit of energy, so I'm ready to go. To the top right, he's been kicking ass and taking names today. It is, of course, the blue Terran Ryung.
And in the bottom left, we have our new Terran in the clan, Ryung. It is Red Terran Cure.
Cure.
That's actually pretty funny.
I love, by the way, that these guys are actually super like OGs. They know each other very well, but Cure was never like the front runner for anything. The funny thing is, like, while Ryung perhaps never had a lot of fame, and you could argue was even less of a player than Cure, Cure was for a while the B-lister on like Jin Air. He wasn't really the main face of the squad. Ryung, however, was for Axiom, so it was kind of funny that you would know Ryung more than you would Cure back in the day, but now that Cure's had some freedom, man, the beast has been unleashed, and he is like such a good Terran.
You know, I'm not sure, like 2-3 years ago, there was a moment where I believed the Cure was the best Terran. Like, all the games I've seen from him were insane. Like, he was actually really freaking good. And he was, like, smashing people left and right, and then I don't know what happened to him. He was just kind of, like, slowed down, kind of disappeared. There was one GSL he played where I was like, this guy's going to go far. And I think he even got to round of 8, if I'm not mistaken. But when he plays, he really plays well.
Yeah,
so we'll
actually,
see what he can do today.
I remember the exact game that really put him on the map for me. It was Cure versus Curious. God, remember that name, Jesus. On King Sejong Station, and Cure was behind 2 whole upgrades and managed to buy enough time and thwart Curious enough to get the upgrade difference like equalized and then win the game. Like, Cure has done some really sick plays for sure, but I think part of it is like, okay, yeah, there's the momentum going for him, and then it becomes normal. Suddenly, like, his wins don't matter as much, and the losses hurt more. And I think Cure's still a really great player. It's just not as roller coastery of a ride as it was before.
Yeah.
But
sure.
It's worth noting, we talked the weakness of Ryung's TvP earlier, but his TvT has actually always been very strong, I feel. I don't remember any patch where I'm like, Ryung's not looking so good in this particular patch for TvT. Like, even with Tankovacs, taking out Tankovacs, Cyclones, you name it, Ryung's had this matchup on lockdown. So I know it's just a TvT to many of you, but I'm pretty excited about this TvT, specifically because of the 2 players.
Yeah, Ryung always had like good positioning, like the last game, right? He did that push, and you know, he just knew how to, the Ravens. He knows how to use smaller number of units and kind of get the maximum efficiency out of them. But he also knows how to do very good flanks and kind of play it safe and play the long-ass macro game. So yeah, this should be a good one. I definitely think that Cure is, you know, without trying to bash anyone, more skilled than Keen.
SCV with the kill, by the way.
No? Oops, I'm bad. So yeah, I think Cure is much more solid as well. He's not really relying on cheeky plays to you know, do something and win. This is gonna be a good one.
Oh, this was really cool. I like that he used the low ground Hellion to get some shots in there. Still loses one of the Reapers though. But the fact that Cure's Reaper did die to the SCV on the other side of the field means he's not scouting anything right now. And I'm just gonna see if he saw. Okay, so he did see Cloak before his Reaper died, so he got at least that much information.
Yeah, so this is so far the standard TvT, Cyclones against Cyclones. Yeah, fun. But like you said, Cloak coming in, we'll see if Cure, yeah, he's gonna go for Raven. Like we mentioned earlier, why not, right? Raven is always useful, so might as well get it.
Okay, and so this Banshee's gonna run into that turret. Like, he actually put this a little bit off to the side too, so he's not gonna be able to do that whole position micro. Plus the Vikings here, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah, very good positioning. The
not
alive
even
turret,
a kill.
Almost.
I know, not quite, but almost.
Not quite.
You know what's funny? That turret placement never caught on for anybody except for Alive either.
Yeah, everyone was looking at him and just like, no.
There was a period in time where like Alive was really keeping up with like even innovation in terms of like hype, momentum, and skill, and then like no one ever caught onto that turret placement.
Oh, nice little cheeky push by Ryung. 2 Banshees.
You know what? I like this use of the Banshee because he wasn't gonna get mineral line harassment. He knew that too.
Yeah, they're doing so much damage. I mean, they one-shot Marines if they focus fire, and they do so much damage to the Cyclones as well.
Yo, even baiting out a scan there to make sure that that lock-on killed the Banshee, like, this did a very interesting, I'm going to say, amount of damage. It was a better trade for Ryung, without a doubt, but this didn't really get him any big leads in the game. I guess he does have a third CC coming down much faster than Cure, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's what I love about this, and that's why, you know, harassing is so good in StarCraft 2, because look at this. Someone might look at his game and be like, well, what happened? Ryung has a third, he has production going, and Cure is just behind on everything. And he didn't really lose much, but it's like, you know, he has to make missile turrets, he has to make a Raven early, he has to make a tank, and Ryung is making all these fast units and just being aggressive with it, and if he gets damage on as well, that's even better with it. So far, very good start for Ryung, and we'll see how it goes into the mid game.
Yeah, it was the Banshee that was trying to get to the mineral lines, but it's cleaned up so quickly, it didn't really matter. This Banshee was kept at home, though. This will be good, because, of course, Cyclones are no good at shooting up. They are straight-up garbage, frankly. Even with their upgrades, it's still questionable, but... Did you see, by the way, they finally fixed the Cyclone bug, BC?
Which one?
So I don't remember the name of the upgrade, but you know the one that gives it so they their first 8 shots instead of the first 4 shots are the rapid fire ones, and they get like
rapid fire launchers.
Yeah, they get the little laser sights is the visual upgrade. You would load that in a medevac, and for some reason the laser sights would come out of the medevac, but like 10 feet but like 10 feet above it, so it looked really fucking weird.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That's amazing.
So they finally fixed that in the recent patch, which was kind of cool to see. That
should have been a visual, just a feature.
Yeah, a feature, not a bug. It's like the probe pylon on Redshift. It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't seen that.
Ooh, this is rough. There's enough interference matrices that Cure could push us if he wanted to.
How much energy does he have? He has energy for 3 turrets or 3 matrices, so we'll see what he decides to go for. But Ryung also has 3 in 1 Raven.
Yeah, it's awkward. If he actually zaps the Ravens, it's not a problem. But the fact that Cure can just sit freely over the tanks like this kind of tells Cure everything.
One Cyclone picks off a tank behind that was rallied. That was a very good pickoff.
That's a big pickoff, yeah, but here's the flanking interference matrices. The auto turret comes in, but the Seeker missiles, they hit the Marines, they pay to Morge, they lose a lot of armor, and they can't fight Marine on a Marine like this.
Yeah, again, I mean, this is what Ryung is good in TvT. That's why he is good in TvT. He knows these small engagements. He knows how to use units. I mean, Cure was the one that wanted to be aggressive, and Ryung just slaps him down completely. I forgot about this rule, but if you guys don't know, even within like I think it's a 0.5 second difference of the attack starting firing, Cyclones will always kill Cyclones one-on-one. Like, if Cure's Marines had got there and got 1 shot off a little sooner, he could have actually saved his Cyclone, but instead, Ryung's Cyclone on the backside there killed a tank, it killed a Marine on the retreat, and then it got a Cyclone for its own life on the way out. Like, that was the most cost-efficient Cyclone Ryung could have ever hoped for. Yeah, like that one road from earlier, Lucier versus Ryung. Yeah, just sitting behind the mineral line, yeah, the cool things. Interference matrix on the tank. You know, this is 5 tanks to 2. It's a pretty easy fight in that regard. All he's got to do is get rid of that Liberator, focus on the tank on the backside, and while 2 tanks are disabled, oh my god, Cure's got nothing to stop the army. As soon as they become unblanked out, whatever you want to call it. That was an interesting fight because they were on the same supply, but it just seemed like Cure doesn't have an army. Well, there's also 1-1 for Ryung that was hugely influential to that fight. He has combat shields, whereas Cure does not. Combat shields is perhaps the biggest difference between the 2 players right now, because combat shields and no medevacs is better than medevacs and no combat shields. Yeah, and also no armory for Cure for getting that as well. I mean, 5 tanks. That's a tough cookie to break right there. Yeah, and there's no Ravens left, so he can't even interference matrix them. A Liberator was his best bet, but he lost it, so 2 more are coming out now, and maybe that's where he finally pushes this back. But Ryung has taken some really assertive control over things, and even just denying the third as long as he has gotten him big leads back at home. Oh, that tank is gonna go down. Oh my god, this just goes from bad to worse. No, it's not. 1 health, it survives. G. Wait, did it? Yeah. GG. Wow. Right. Ryung just kind of smashing through that. Did not expect that kind of game.
Like, I really want to emphasize this. Like, I bring up how good of a player Cure was at the start of the game because I wanted to lay out, like, this is the opponent for Ryung, and still Ryung will probably win. Like, he is so good at TvT historically and even currently. So, I really like watching Ryung play. Some of the decision making he makes are so, like, as we as observers and we as fans watch this game, we're like, that's nothing special. But knowing that that's so difficult to pull off, like, it makes it so much more impressive.
Yeah, very good usage of Ravens. I mean, Cure had 2 Ravens. Ryung had 1, and he crushed that.
He out-Ravened him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, very good usage of Ravens in TvT. I mean, like we said, he just knows how to play TvT. That's his thing, and
yeah,
he just showed it there.
But I love this little detail. All of the old Axiom boys will usually hop on to cast with Crank after they get knocked out of the tournament. So while it's not in English and many of you might not understand it, MMA is currently casting with Crank in Korean after having got knocked out of the tournament. And we'll likely, if Ryung ever loses, have him join in for a tri-cast, but Ryung's looking pretty good to go through to the finals.
Huh? He's looking very, very strong. Unstoppable.
I don't think Catalyst is in the map pool. MMA sucks. I love it. These guys always banter. In the meantime, hey, Angel Del Muerte. Sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. Thank you for the 3-month Prime sub. Says glad to be back for some sweet, sweet base trade. Glad to have you back too, dude. We are remaking the lobby because it was made on a map that's not in the map pool, which I know sounds really weird because Catalyst is like the most commonly picked map, but we'll get this going in just a second while we figure out what the new map is. I'm also going to make a deal with the stream today. So I want to be clear, like, I do plan to host Beastie after the cast is done as a partial thank you for coming out to cast. By the way, we are paying him, so don't worry. But also, we're shy of 1,000 subs again. We managed to get back up to 1,000 during the WCS cast, but then it took 3 days off, and what do you know, our sub count has fallen. We're currently at 985 subs. If we can get 15 subs between both of the semifinals and the grand finals, I'll do a couple of free-for-all brawls with the stream. So viewer free-for-all brawls type thing before I do the host to Beastie. Not too many, because I don't want to like keep Beastie waiting too long, but maybe 1 or 2 with you know, 40-minute time cap type things. So if you guys have missed the free-for-all brawls and base trade, you've missed getting to compete and lose miserably in front of thousands of people, now's your opportunity. If we can get 15 subs before now and the end of the stream. Well, I say 15, but realistically, I mean, I want to hit 1,000 subs as our total subs before the stream's done today. We'll see if that can happen. I won't make you cast it, of course. You can go do your stream. I'm just... I'm pandering to my people.
I'm gonna tell you something about FFAs when we get into this game.
Actually, I'm gonna tell you some of FFAs too, because I had a talk with Twitch about this during Austin. But we're gonna hop into Acid Plant. See you guys in game. Alright guys, I have a juicy story for you, but we'll let BC go first after the intros. Quick answer to the question, Morganath says, is Rifkin a weeb? Nani? It's game number 2 in the semifinals. The winner of this goes on to the grand finals to fight off against either Bunny, Solar, or Gumiho. We still don't know who on the other side yet. To the top left, we have the green Terran Cure.
And the bottom right, we have the person we've been following today, crushing everyone. It is the blue Terran, Ryung.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. But hit us up, BC. Tell us about free-for-alls.
Okay, so this is not in a way like a promo, since I don't get any money from this, but I made a map. I don't know if you're aware of this. Yes.
Is it a good free-for-all map?
It's a free-for-all map specifically.
Is it uploaded? Can I play this with our viewers?
Yes, it's in arcade. So this is something I've made because, you know, I had some experience with FFAs before,
I know a thing or two.
I know a thing or two, right? So The map is called Beast of the Hill. There's, I think, 5 or 6 different maps for this. You can search it in arcade, both EU and NA. The way it works is very simple. It's a free-for-all, and the way you win it is you don't kill your opponents. You can, if you eliminate them all. The way you win is you collect points. So there's the red dot on the middle of the map. You need to collect 3 points, and every, let's say, 3 minutes, you need to capture that point. Whoever captures it gets a point. So what you get is much more kind of active free-for-alls where everyone is fighting the whole time, because you need to be getting the points to win. You can't just sit back and make carriers. Also, stuff like ground units have priority to take that point over air units. So massing air units is not a very good strat.
See, that's really cool. There was a game I played back in the day called Shattered Galaxy, and one of the key points to each map you played on, it was very similar to StarCraft in a lot of ways, but to win you would have capture points, and like 2 out of 3 would get you points, you'd win, and of course we've seen games extrapolate on that system. But I really like that idea. I'm down to test this if we hit that number today, but we gotta see if we hit it first. Game's starting to develop, so we'll stop the nonsense for a moment, and I'll tell my cool story a little bit later. But big thank yous to 47ist, by the way, cheering 600 bitty bits in the chat. Thank you kindly, dude. Next, Ikuro, thank you for the 16 months. And last but not least, Russell Not SCP, thank you for that Prime sub. Brand new and fresh. And I guess if you guys also didn't see, I was retweeting a lot of 47ist's art yesterday. You should absolutely check it out. You can just go to my timeline and scroll down. It's still the most recent retweets I've done. But oh, they just walk right past the bunker. Don't give a fuck. And this is a problem. Ryung has to actually get out and chase.
You're much more aggressive this game. Going in 1-2 SCVs. Can he get another one? Ooh, he wants to. Nope. Denied.
Reaper gets shut down on the other side of the field. This didn't go well for Ryung.
Yeah, I mean, this is a small investment, right? A Reaper and a Hellion. Gets 2 SCVs. I'd take that trade any day. Sees the whole base as well. Knows what's up.
Well, you know, the problem is, I guess, the command star's a lot later, so the damage of 2 SCVs, is it worth a whole CC behind? Probably not.
Yeah. The biggest thing in all of this is Ryung did not see the Cloak Banshee. So Reaper got denied, and he has no idea what's coming. But again, he is making the Raven. It is the normal thing in TvT these days, so he should be fine. Should is the key word. Should,
yeah. Mr. Compacto, also coming in Prime sub, brand new, thank you very much. Jplex, or excuse me, Master Tom gifts a sub to Jplex. Nice. This turret though.
So the Hellion just tried to run by Vicur's base, and the Woodman just killed it. So Ryung just cannot scout.
Well, you know what it is. We talked and gave him too much praise in that last game.
Yeah, cast a curse.
Deals with the Banshee pretty effectively, though. This could have been much worse for him. Timing on the turret was especially hurtful there, but the thing is, Ryung's down in army supply in the early game by so much. I don't think a bunker alone is going to hold this.
Let's see, what is there? There's no... there's one tank. We'll see. It depends where Ryung's army is. If he's in the main base and Cure just goes for it, I think he just busts through the bunker. Oh, Ryung scans the main base, so he knows that there's no transition yet. He sees that the units are coming out, like siege tanks and banshees. So we'll see how he decides to approach this and reposition. The tank is out, though, for Ryung, so that's very good for him.
This lock-on combo is great. Taking care of that Banshee means he can just focus purely on the front line now.
Oh, no, don't do it. Gets booped a little bit. Yeah, I think Ryung is fine. I mean, that Raven adds so much to this, right? Like, he can disable the tank. Oh, yeah, he might go for it.
I think this would have actually been so much worse to deal with. I love that he beats the Widowmine with a single Marine. That was impressive. But this would have been so much worse to deal with if there was a Banshee on his back line causing chaos while this was going on. Not the case, of course. Auto turret goes down a little bit of damage, but soaks some hits with his priority targeting. And with that tank locked out in the backside of the fight, this goes pretty well for Ryung.
Yeah, again, I mean, he just uses the Raven so well, right? He waited until the tank was fully sieged up, used the interference matrix, traded with a lot of units, and behind this, I mean, he has a third already done, and Cure should not be able to do anything here.
This is such an interesting bluff with the empty bunker, by the way.
Oh! SCV's being naughty. Blocking the Cyclones, almost killing them. The Banshee's still alive. He cannot lose these Cyclones right now. If he does, then the Banshee will do a lot of damage. And suddenly, kind of getting a little bit iffy, you know. If you're Ryung, you're not really comfortable in this situation. 2 Vikings will pop, so they will make this way easier for him to handle. 2 Vikings, then get 1 Liberator, and you're good to go.
The 3rd CC gets Cure a lot of leads while this goes on. The fact that Ryung has his is great, but if he can't do anything with it, not that big of a deal. Not that impressive. He'll never be able to break this contain at this rate.
He needs to get a... Oh, no. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Very nice.
That was risky for a second. I was like, was this going to be worth it? He knew that would be bad, but left side also causing problems. No interference matrix for that left tank.
I mean, just get a Liberator. He's trying to break this with vision, but it's not working out.
I'm screaming internally, build a single Liberator right now.
Yeah, just 1 Liberator, that's it. You break this so easily. And Cure is still making Banshees, which is like uncommon, but it's also a very annoying thing. Because he needs to like keep the Raven and oh, he's gonna do a double Banshee bamboozle.
Man, I feel so terrible right now, by the way. I know we're casting a really sick TvT, but all I want to do is talk about Shattered Galaxy with this guy in chat who also played. Because it's so rare you find someone else who did, but... Oh, he can target fire that 1 Banshee. Ah, it's a lot of wasted damage. He's busy microing the main, of course. Speaking of Banshees getting targeted, knocks it down.
Yeah, so early game, I honestly thought Ryung has like defended that and that went really well and stuff. But now he's kind of like you said, stuck. He's not using this 3rd. Yeah. I mean, look at the SCV count, 64 to 44. Ryung is not making SCVs because he doesn't have where to mine.
The soft contain at a Cure is so much better than him pushing into this.
Oh my god. Another scan. Really good scan so far. I don't think there was 1 wasted scan, quote unquote, and all the other scans were on point, you know, killing tanks every time he did it.
Well, you know, the thing is, there is a counterattack going on, and while Cure has units rallied at home, he probably has most of his eyes on this front line. I don't know if he'll be looking around. In fact, he's picking up the drop, so this could work out for Ryung.
Oh.
He'll push in, and there's nothing. There's nothing defending.
Not only has shields, he has 1-1. He's about to have stim. Cure has...
Well, he'll have it all, but like in 10 seconds, right? Like, not now is the key thing. So if Ryung goes for any kind of fight right now, he'll take it. Not at home, but on the other side of the field. And, ooh, nice position. He snipes off another tank. No way. This is so sick. If he gets on top of these SCVs, he's going to get so many kills.
Oh my god, go into base for the stim. Stim. Get it.
Oh my god, no, wait. This is huge. No, it's burning. He still gets it. Oh my god. This was the sickest attack out of Ryung. Even if he causes no more damage, denying that stim is massive. That's like the best defensive fight he could have just taken. Without stim, Cure will never push into Ryung. And Ryung's not going to break him on the other side of the field, freeing himself from his grasp, getting on that 3rd base mining. Hell yeah, this is Ryung.
That's a huge deal. Now, people might be like, well, he doesn't know if he got stim or not. He sure does, because he sees combat shields in the Marines, so he knows that he had the right upgrade. Plus, he will notice, you know, Cure's not really stimming in any fights.
Oh my god. He has to know. He sees combat shields, so the only thing he could have denied was stim.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now this game turned around completely. Cure was ahead like 20 supply before this happened.
Yeah, all those SCVs mean nothing if you've got no army to back them up. This is so sick. He's setting up for such a good push too, but Cure does have tanks, so this won't be like an easy push into the base.
Yeah, the Raven no energy has soon 1 interference to cast.
Still though, stim versus no stim is a huge deal. And let's not forget, this medevac's full, just ready to drop up here to the north side still.
Yeah, and it's like a no threat kind of thing. Like, he's not really worried.
Yeah, there's no stim to chase him down.
So he just kind of casually float around. But obviously, Cure, being a smart boy he is making 2 Vikings. And Ryung, if he's not careful, he will be losing all those Marines.
This turret's down here to the south, otherwise a Doom drop in the main would be so sick. But he knows they're there. He saw them. Scanning continuously to see what his options are. He's about to lose these medevacs in the main if he's not careful, though. There's going to be nowhere to run with the Marines. Stim's almost done for Cure. All that timing he bought for himself kind of going out the window. But the key thing was he was really able to easily break Cure due to the earlier drop. He's going to go for the Doom drop. But there's so many Marines. This might be a huge mistake. Not worth it. Not worth it.
I'm actually really surprised.
Yo, up here.
Clean the drops.
Me too, but this actually worked out really well. This one drop trading out very well.
Oh, the counterattack on the other side. Cure does have Stim now. Pops the Marines, pops the siege tank. And now we're in a situation where Ryung Doom dropped in the base.
But you know what?
Cure is destroying everything.
Ryung's on top of Cure's production. Cure's not on top of Ryung's production yet. This could still go favorably for Ryung, maybe? No. Oh, the anti-armor, though, is going to make it so he wins this Marine fight. That Raven sacrifice, totally worth it. But,
so,
can't win in the main.
Yeah. The Marines with 2-2 on Cure's side.
What a back-and-forth game. That was so sick.
Yeah.
Anyone who says TvT sucks after watching that, you got no idea what you're missing out on, honestly.
That was so back and forth. Like, there were so many points where it was like, it was good for Ryung, and then it was better for Ryung when he cleaned that little attack. Then Cure did that soft contain. Ryung broke out, got ahead, crushed the push, and then denied Stim, and then Cure just comes back at the end. Very, very back and forth.
I'm super excited to see how the series finishes out, to see who ends up advancing. We still don't have any updates on the top side of the bracket, so I don't know who is going to go on to fight against Gumiho. But again, it's either Solar or Bunny. I'd be surprised if this was an all TvT semifinals. Like, Bunny hasn't played in a while, so Solar really shouldn't lose to him in my mind. I definitely would love to see Solar versus Gumiho.
Oh, that'd be good. Gumi God versus Zergs.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out the result once they're done with this game, because it should finish around then. In the meantime, Walgren78 came in for 20 months. Thank you for that resub, dude. And guys, whether it's new subs, resubs, either way, we're up to 990 subscribers now. So 10 more to go, and we'll do some Beasts of the Hill, as it were. Give it a shot and see how it plays.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 16-bit for the final map between these two players. It looks like everyone's good to go. And I'll tell my free-for-all story. That'll be my turn once we get in the game. So see you guys on the map. All right, and we're back. Thank you guys for watching the Olimoleague today. I hope you're enjoying the show. Make sure, of course, to hit the follow button if you're not already. That way you don't miss out on any future awesome action we're hosting, showing, or casting. It is still a little bit on the light side of things, and I guess, we'll have to do advertising later, because spawning in the top right, about to get 2 racks, is the Green Terran Cure.
And in the bottom left is our proxy boy that did the same thing to Keen. It is Ryung. But this time, he's proxying it in the natural.
Like, it doesn't get closer. Well, natural, or is it the third question mark? Because, of course, 16-bit has this back base. But this is going to be really interesting, because, honestly, the pathing you go for scouting on this shouldn't reveal this. Like, if he sends an SCV out to scout, he wouldn't know. Unless he knows exactly where to look. Does he, though? SCV's leaving. No, see, he's gonna look over here. Yeah. Oh my god. This is such sick meta placement.
And this is actually bad for Cure because he didn't wall off the main, so it just creates another point where the Reapers can just, you know, go in without needing to jump in.
Yeah. I guess I'll summarize my story quickly, guys. But while I was in Austin, I was hanging out in the Twitch lounge, and I got the pleasure, because I'm friends with a lot of Twitch staff, and I know that's just so bragging. But we were sitting down talking about things, and there's a couple faces I didn't recognize. Anyways, we got to talking about the Twitch Rivals event we ran, which BC competed in, and I kind of mentioned some flaws in the format. I wouldn't say shit-talked it, but it was like not positive speech, and I didn't realize one of the guys who was in charge of running it was sitting immediately next to me. I was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you! Can't wait for the next one!
Yikes.
All right, this is going to be a little bit rough. I love that he's even got the gall to throw down a bunker, but honestly, if this finishes up, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, Cure just found out that this is a proxy because his SCV went into Ryung's base, 10 seconds ago. So he is completely unprepared for this. Oh, but he's actually doing it very well. One Reaper against 2. Picks up the 2 SCVs as well.
What I really like about this bunker placement, even if it doesn't finish, is it does give a little bit of high ground vision to Ryung, so he can kind of tell where it's safe. He sees 1 Reaper by the bunker, so he knows, like, okay, I can hop up somewhere else then. But 2 Reapers to 3, even with the grenades. Oh my god, he almost surrounded that 3rd Reaper. Oh my god.
So Cure in all of this forgot to make a supply depot.
Oh shit. He's supply well, command center. Command center.
Yeah. He was actually losing SCVs, so it worked out in the end.
Oh my god, this is so ridiculous. Of course, once it's a cyclone that locks it down. A Hellion doesn't actually guarantee the cleanup here, as Reapers can tango with a Hellion. And there's so much lost mining from Cure while this goes on. So many SCVs have not been mining, constantly getting pulled away to try and make sure this doesn't be game ending. Cure's second command center is going to have to go into overtime to make up for this.
Yeah, I mean, SCV count, it's even, right? But if you look at it back in the base, Ryung is transitioning. Cure is only on 1 gas. Like, he actually cannot transition to Banshees or Ravens or whatever else. So Ryung is just still making units, and I don't think he plans to leave anytime soon. He's just going to keep doing this.
And you guys are noticing some of the little dance he's doing with the Reapers. He was spreading them out to avoid getting splashed on or grenaded on. I mean, just the pre-splits like that are seriously next level stuff. It sounds so simple, but you never see anyone do it. And then the Reaper started asserting control of the battle just like this. Ooh. He wants that Hellion.
Another Hellion? Yep.
I think he's gonna get both of them. One more going in. He wants that grenade, but he's not. It's gonna bounce the SCVs. This screws with mining once again, but Ryung, he has kind of lessened up on production. He wants that gas for bigger, better things. But oh my god, so many SCVs losing out on mining. Guys, I haven't really peeked at the income graph, but as we look at it, I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah, Ryung actually still no command center. Okay, throw it down now, never mind. No starport, just making cyclones. And the thing is, when this cyclone arrives, what does Cure have to deal with it? Because it's pretty much like Ryung's Reapers against Cure's Hellion's Reapers, and then this Daddy Cyclone comes and just kind of move away and just beat
Daddy?
them all. Daddy Cyclone, yeah.
The high ground vision from this barracks is actually going to be huge for when the Cyclones get fighting. If Ryung had to push up this ramp without high ground, this would be devastating, but no problemo. We got 4 Reapers on top of this. That's a lot of extra damage to add in. They go for the mineral lines, forcing the Hellions to fight them. This Cyclone now camps the production of the other Cyclone that's soon to come, and the SCV pull is unfortunate but necessary. Once more, Ryung starts taking some serious control of this game. Oh, the barracks is soaking shots.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize that's Ryung's barracks. Very good unit micro and just positioning. Oh my god, he
gets the Cyclone. Oh my god.
That's, you know, again, the scary part in all of this.
Oh, hello. Where did you come from?
Yeah, so he sent the Reaper around. He does get the scout. So at least he can feel a little bit calmer now. Because at this point, he had no idea if he's facing a Cloak Banshee or not.
Oh my god, this Cyclone is such a bully. Like, without a Cyclone to bully it back, it just goes uncontested. A 3rd CC comes out of Ryung as a result of all this.
Yeah, he's like, well, I know what you're doing. I've been killing your units for 6 minutes now. Let me just get another CC.
Well, this has been quite the interesting TvT to get going here. I guess air control, funny enough, like Cure's with the Viking not making a bad move, but this is nothing that's going to be aggressive, right? Like that Viking's staying at home.
The Liberator, though.
Well, the Liberator will get taken up by the Viking.
Yeah.
Plus, there's pretty good turret placement actually.
Yeah, that ain't no alive turret. That's all I can say.
Well, kind of, but yeah.
Oh. Oof, I thought he was gonna siege up in the range.
And pulls away. There's still Cyclones he's got to contest down here too. If Cure brings those Cyclones anywhere outside of the natural base, then Ryung goes in with his own Cyclones.
Ooh,
In fact, I would love if the Liberator is set up on the ramp.
Yeah, siege up on the ramp, and then he's gonna see this juicy command center. He canceled Keen's command center in the exactly same spot. He's gonna see it. Check this out. Siege up, and then kill the CC. Do it.
He could probably do it, but afraid of losing the Liberator, I guess? I mean, either way, Ryung's like playing a weird game with economy. Because, of course, when it's just mining versus mining, Curious doing better. But every time Curious to pull SCVs away from a Liberator or into like a Reaper, he's fallen behind. So that income really has been spiking back and forth. And not because of mules, but because of SCVs.
Now, this is the thing that I love. We see mechanical coming out.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, now he scans. Oh, I like that. He's distracting with the Liberator. Does a little bit of damage. Oh, and also runs away.
If the tank wasn't there, he would have gotten that for sure.
Oh no, he just dropped mules. He has the Raven. Does he actually have anything to kill the Banshee?
Yeah, Auto-Strike can do it. Unless it runs away. Get it though.
Get it though. I mean, maybe I would have liked Interference Matrix better, to be honest, when it arrived in the main base. Because that auto turret did not. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be dirty.
I'm surprised this Banshee did so much, to be honest with you. This is actually shocking to me. But you know what? Cure needed this after taking so much harassment on his side of the field. So, if nothing else, it's like a moral victory.
Another Banshee coming in. Use Interference Matrix. You're gonna be bleeding units. Whoop. There you go.
Very nice move. Meanwhile, all this craziness was happening for 7 minutes straight. Thank you, Weavist, for that new sub. Hey, it was good seeing you again on Joyce's stream yesterday. Thank you very much. And then to Jimmy, priming it up. Welcome. That brings us to 992. So 8 more subs to go. Not one more. Don't listen to BC's memes. One more sub, and we'll do some free-for-alls. Right? Just one more. Just one more.
Just one more, and we're playing a phase after, boys.
All right.
That's all it takes.
1-1 for Ryung coming up. This is going to be huge for those Cyclones, of course. Anything that attacks fast benefits really well from armor upgrades. Or, excuse me, weapon upgrades.
That Banshee messed him up real good. I mean, look at the supply. Look at the SCV count as well. Like, Ryung was ahead. And then that Banshee kind of...
So he absolutely gets messed up by the Banshee, but the pacing is so different, right? It's no longer apples to apples and it's apples to oranges because it's mech versus bio.
I agree. I mean, with mech, even if you're 30 supply behind, you can still defend.
Yeah, you get so much extra splash damage. Your base army is Hellions. On top of that, you got tanks. You can be down in supply and take really good fights. And plus...
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just going to mention, Cure's been riding a supply block ever since that 23 supply block early on, even now getting a little bit close, but he's finishing up these depots again. But I was going to say, he's been having some trouble with supply this game for more than one reason.
Supply block god. But what I love about Cure's play, is he saw its mech, right? So I don't know if the Banshee flew in or scanned, he saw its mech. So what he does is, he's like, I'm going to just throw down the 4th straight away. Because I know you're going to be chilling for a little bit. So let me just get ahead in economy while transitioning to more starports while pressuring you. You can see he's just going left, right, left, right. You know, this is a scare tactic. He does not plan to attack. Like, he's not going to attack at all. But Ryung doesn't know that, so he's just going to be moving units left, right.
I really like the 4th, but I like the other steps Cure's taking even more, to be honest with you. The double starports, the +1 range weapons on Sky, but also the Liberator range that's going to be coming out soon, too. These are all things that are going to absolutely demolish the mech play out of Ryung, because, well, this usually ends up being both players getting a ton of Vikings. Ryung's nowhere close to that stage in the game. He's not going to be able to contest these Liberators very easily, especially if they have range on them.
Yeah, another issue is... mech players have a decision to make. Are you going to make Vikings or are you going to make Thors or both? The problem is if you try to match the Bio-Terran's Vikings, you're going to lose the fight because he's upgrading them. You're not. Like, you're getting the armor, but he's getting the attack for it. So in the long run, Bio player will win out in the air battles. So Ryung scans, let's see what he sees. Okay, so he sees more starports. He sees the fusion core. He should be popping some Thors straight away.
Thor's always fickle, of course. Very good, but very expensive. Very big, very slow.
Oh, Thor's plus the Seeker missile, and then you put the attack for splash. It destroys Vikings so much. It's amazing.
Even with the extra 10 health? I guess, yeah, that's the AD armor.
Hold up. With the extra 10 health, Vikings are unkillable. I'm telling you. They're Blizzard. Take a look into that. Give us the old secret missile back. Remove this Raven HP or Viking HP buff. It's too much. Too much. I've almost killed a carrier yesterday with Vikings, and I think that's just unacceptable. So
I almost killed a carrier. I love it. That's the best logic. By the way, we've had a lot of subs come in over the last few minutes. So I'm just gonna quick wrap up here for McMock88, Cheesy Buffalo, and Fiska11. Thank you guys for using your Twitch Prime on BaseTradeTV. That's 993. I know you're like, wait a minute, Rifkin, it was 992. Shouldn't it be 995? Unfortunately, that number fluctuates live, so we're at 993 presently. I think there's plenty of time. We got a whole semifinal and a best of 5 grand finals to go through. Get a couple more subs, do some free for alls for the day's over, but man, this army out of Ryung is marching. I like the dragon drop. He's gonna get that blue flame on top of the Marines. He walks through the Liberators, says, screw it, I don't gotta waste time with this. And he's using the Cyclones for his anti-air.
I love how Kira was like, let me see jump, and Ryung just walks through the Liberators.
He's like, okay, fine. See you later.
Okay, so he actually chose the Cyclone round, like you said, as a counter. He's not gonna be going Thors, but there's no Cyclone upgrade, which is, he has to be forgetting about that, because that adds so much DPS.
It's really upfront damage too, so maybe he's figuring if he has enough Cyclones, it won't matter. Regardless, it's a little bit messy and a little bit dangerous, and Cyclones are dealing with the Vikings slowly, but they are dealing with the Vikings. Lock-on is so bad to watch, honestly.
That's actually hilarious how this game turned out. So Cure has been massing Vikings. He's like, I want to get the air control. And meanwhile, Ryung didn't make any Vikings.
Yeah, Ryung didn't give a fuck about air control.
Yeah. And at this point, even like three Liberators is not enough.
He's making 6 Liberators at a time, though. That might be enough.
Yeah, the thing is, he needs like 10 to siege up, and then lose 5 to Cyclones, and then still have 5 shooting.
Exactly, yeah. You're kind of like compensating for your expected losses in that situation. The tank count's still really high, and now we got the Cyclone upgrades coming in, those rapid fire launchers, so it'll make them a little more effective. Let's be clear though, not a lot more effective, just like a little more effective.
Yeah. Just they poke a little harder. Let's just they tickle a little harder. So, I mean, if you have, how many Cyclones is this? 14 Cyclones, then you can do some damage. You can kill a carrier with that thing. So
I'm more impressed that he has 13 tanks than the 14 Cyclones, to be honest. But I guess that's mech for you.
The counterattack is very good though. Pulls Ryung's army all the way back. And now if you're a Terran player, not Terran, Bio player, sorry, you just run into the main and you just try to run away as deep as you can and just kill anything. Kill supply depots, shoot at the SCVs, kill add-ons, whatever you can.
The thing is though that this buys a little more time and it's really great. He's killed 27 SCVs. That's monstrous. He still hasn't really gotten to a better army yet, but this bought time for upgrades. This bought time for a little more production. And what's that Liberator count at now? 10? I still don't know if that's enough, because with the Cyclones not having rapid fire launchers, they won't need as many Cyclones to kill a Liberator.
See, the thing is, I like the Cyclone as an immediate thing, right? Like, you get him and it's like, if it's 2-3 Liberators, you can deal with Cyclones, but I'm actually not sure how maxed out armies and like 15 Liberators do against Cyclones as a response to it. Because I've never seen people rely on Cyclones for it. So this is going to be an interesting fight to see.
Mick Mock wants to know what we're counting subs for. We've created a sort of artificial goal here to do some free-for-alls with the viewers after the cast is done today. It's not going to be a lot, it's not going to be anything crazy, but I know you guys love that shit, so we'll do 1 or 2 if we hit 1,000 subs before the stream's done today. Also, 47ist gifts a sub to Horny Templar, and Rue gives a sub to Protoslaus. Protoslaus? No,
Protislaus.
Yeah, however you say that. Thank you guys. Yeah. Gifting subs is always good to see.
That's how I love to call it.
Attack of the South Side is going to demolish this. Not even a chance to survive. Ryung is supply blocked by the command center going down, by the way. Not that it's a huge deal right now, but it does mean that there's less army coming up.
Ooh, Vikings.
Oh, it's
now have Vikings, and does Cure actually have enough Vikings to match that? Ooh, the engagement comes in, Liberator sieging up. And we're about to see if the Cyclones are the counter to the Liberator.
Well, the answer is yes. We didn't even have to see it. The answer was just straight up yes. You got Thor's below this too. And while maybe one Liberator shines through, Ryung destroys the entire ground force of Cure. Army supplies come out even though, so I'm not really sure how to make to make of this. Like he wins the fight here, which is good because it means he can start expanding again. But yeah, this isn't a game-winning move just yet.
7 Liberators coming through. If they come out, I mean, what does he have? Let's see. 5 Cyclones and a Thor. I mean, Cure, if you're Cure, just run. Don't fight. Just run away. Make it so slow at killing stuff, just delay.
Ryung may do the same thing, though, where he just runs through it. Set Liberator up? No, it'd be like earlier. Just walk right through everything, get on top of that production. Because the thing is, the bio players, just like mech players, your production goes down and it's game over. Oh, but he doesn't target the Liberator.
Did you see that? The Vikings were flying over and actually misclicks. That was pretty funny. Oh, the Liberator.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 75 damage, rapid fire.
That was, yummy.
I guess it's actually more than 75. It was like 90 or something because he's got +3. He's got +3 of the Liberators now. Oh, my God.
Look at the soup, though.
The soup has a fly in it, wait there.
The soup doesn't lie.
There's a fly in my soup.
And that's why you don't make Cyclones against Mass Liberator, everyone. I mean, like I said, I think it's a good immediate response, but you need something else to deal with that. And Ryung will be stopped by our boy Cure.
Hell of a series, though. And that was just game 1, or excuse me, semifinals 1. We do finally have an advancement, but it's all Terran from here, folks. Bunny somehow beat Solar 2-1. That really honestly surprises me. He'll move on to fight against Gumiho next. So we have a best of 3, Bunny versus Gumiho TvT. And then after that, a best of 5 finals where the winner fights Cure. If these other TvTs are even half as decent as this one, we're in for a good time. But then there's always the danger. They're just Cyclone versus Cyclone and totally suck. So we're going to go to commercials while we get this other series sorted. Thank you guys for watching. Be back soon with Gumiho versus Bunny.